Welcome back to the NeNe Leakes Show. I've been doing some travel lately. Listen, y'all, I took a cute little vacation all by myself, and you should try it sometimes. So if you know me, you know that I love to travel. So I'm always pushing a trip. I love a trip where I can sit down, relax, and get away from it all and just have some me time. And I did just that. It's really important with the business of life that we always take some time to sit with ourselves. A little self-reflection ain't never hurt nobody. And it might just be what you need. Try traveling by yourself, girl. It took a long time for me to do it, but I did it. Okay, you guys, next up. She's been through the industry's highs and lows. She shows some vulnerability, strength, and a whole lot of soul. And guess what? Sis is still standing tall. And she's still slayed, and she's still singing. Put your hands together for Atlanta's own R&B singer, the one and the only Miss Badass Nivea. Nivea, you look so beautiful, Nivea.
So
I'm so glad to talk to you. I'm so glad you came back.
I'm glad
because we had a little.
I know.
Life
be
don't worry
life,
about it. It does, but I'm glad that you're back, Nivea.
Yes, I'm glad you had
So
me
people
on
don't
here.
really know, Nivea, that you and I don't really know each other like that.
Time.
Yes, seriously, first time, literally,
And I'm
like
such
really
a fan,
meeting
but we
you.
all fans
But see,
of
here's
Nivea,
the
right?
thing, no. But I've loved you though, and you don't even know how
I
much
know,
I've
I know.
loved you.
Look
That's
at
why I
this.
got so much to talk to you about. Because
can't
you done
wait.
snagged some of my greatest, honey. I'm like, Nivea, how you do this?
Oh, my lamb, Nene.
Like, I
have
gotta
watched
get
you for
into this.
years. I was
You
so
too.
honored when I got the opportunity to come to your show.
I love that.
I'm here. I'm in the
Well-
building. I'm happy to be on the NeNe Leakes Show.
And I'm glad that you're here. You look
Thank
absolutely
you.
beautiful.
Thank
and you
you
know what I
too.
didn't know? I just learned this a few minutes ago that you're from Atlanta.
Baby.
I didn't know that you were from
Grady
Atlanta.
baby in the
you
flesh.
are? What high school did you go to?
I went to 4 different high schools, though.
Oh, did you?
I started at South Atlanta, and I actually moved to Savannah, Georgia at the end of my 9th grade year. I went to 2 schools down there. Shout out to Savannah. And came back during my 11th grade year and graduated from Creekside High School.
Okay, so your family, your mom, they're all
Yes.
from Atlanta.
We all from here, red clay.
Okay, I
To the
love
bone.
it.
That's what we call Georgia, for those who don't know.
I gotta ask you this before I get into some of these questions that the fans are asking. You're a singer. Did you start in church or?
I
where?
was raised in the church. My family sang in church, but I was too shy.
Oh, you were.
I was like, and I'm sorry to say this, I'm gonna sound kind of mean. I'm obsessed with children. I love babies, but I'm not a fan of children singers. I'm sorry. Wasn't as a child, and I'm not now.
Did you
So
start
I was like,
when you
they
was a
can't
kid?
sing. I'm not singing with them.
Did you start as a kid though?
No, I didn't actually. My mom and dad, I wasn't even able to sing for them. I was so shy. I didn't start singing, I guess, in front of them till I was about 14.
Okay.
But I've been singing since I was 2. So my mother say rest in peace. But I would say 7. I really was a singer to myself, and I never wanted to be a singer. I just happened to meet someone, my first manager, and he saw the it factor in me and said, we just gotta train you and teach you how to bring your persona and who you are out to everybody else. Because I was very reserved. If you didn't know me or you weren't in my family, you wouldn't have gotten how I am now with everybody. I wasn't like that as a child.
Now, did your mom sing or your dad sing?
Yes, my mother sang.
Okay, she
and
sang.
her whole family sang. My cousins, everybody. My uncle, her youngest brother sang. My oldest
that's where you
sister,
get that
both my
from.
sisters sang. I'm the youngest of 3 girls.
That's where you get that
And
from.
yeah, and my dad is a musician. So
Okay.
they actually met from my mom auditioning to be in my dad's band. So
Very
that's how
good.
they met, yeah.
Well, you look amazing.
Thank
And I'm really
you.
happy to sit down
Oh my
with you.
gosh.
And you got a lot of patience and I like people like you. You came back no matter what was going on. You still back over here
Baby,
with
because
NeNe.
for you.
So we kind of just talked about how you started. But when was your first time you picked up a pen and you started writing songs? Because you are a writer as well.
Absolutely, and I have to credit that to my first manager as well. He said, if you're gonna go into this music industry, you're gonna have to be a songwriter as well, because that's what a paper
You
at.
do.
And I also will give this to my middle sister. She was a poet, and she always wrote poems. She had a big stack of poems, and she was more into writing than I ever was. And I I didn't even know how to approach it. I'm very long-winded, and I tend to go
Yeah, me
all
too.
over the place and on
too.
different subjects
Me too.
in the same conversation.
Me
So
too. Yeah.
I had to learn how to translate that into songwriting, because songwriting, you kind of got to stay on a topic.
Yeah, you do.
And kind of say what's already been said, but in a clever way, and hook you, as we say. So it's been a process, but I tapped right into it, and I practiced. Like, I dedicated learning how to perform, how to write, and how to record, because I'm sure y'all know there's a difference between standing here and singing for you and recording in a vocal booth. So I had to learn all of that, and I did that throughout my whole high school years. And yeah.
Okay. So your favorite song that you've written for yourself or for anybody, what is that?
Oh my lamb, what is that? I probably would say Complicated, just because it
Okay.
was a true story.
Yeah.
At the time, my ex-husband and I, we wrote it together. He wrote the hook, I wrote the verses, and we were talking to each other, basically. So I love that.
Okay, well, Don't Mess With My Man gives big anthem and Lover Girl energy. Who and what inspired that song? Now, give us a tea on that.
Shout out to Brandon and Brian Casey from Jagged
Okay.
Edge.
Oh,
I
yes,
can't
I
take
like
no
them.
credit for that. I met
Yes.
Jagged Edge when I was 17 years old, when I was found my way to Noontime Entertainment.
Yes.
And I met Brian Michael Cox with a whole host of other producers. And I met them, and they was like, oh, we think we got the perfect
Yes.
thing for you. And they wrote that, and we started recording it, and it just was such a perfect fit.
I love that. Okay, so it says on here that you've collaborated on music with your exes. Does a love for music exist between you and your man? That has to exist between you and your man? Like when
For
you're
me
writing, for you to write.
Not necessarily. I have been a lover for a long time. And
You a lover girl?
I'm a lover girl.
Me
baby.
too. I'm a lover girl.
I
I'm a
tell
lover
people all the time, I've been a wife and since I
Me
was
too.
a teenager.
Me too. I'm a lover girl.
I always was attached
Totally.
when I'm hooked. I remember, rest in peace, he passed away a few years ago, I found out. We didn't keep in touch, but my boyfriend from the first grade all the way to the fourth grade, because I went to Flash Shows Elementary School in Decatur.
I know Flash
East side.
Shows.
You know Flash Shows, right?
Yes.
But both sides, though, because I'm from the East and the South, okay? But, yeah, I'm just always, I love to be in a relationship.
Yeah, me too. I
That's
love
just who or I'm by myself, child.
Yeah, me too.
One or the other.
Me too.
I mean, of course, everybody had their little whole phase. But, I would rather be in a relationship, and
I
I've
do
had
too.
several.
Me too.
So it's not hard for me, whether that's my current state or not,
Yeah.
it's not difficult for me to tap into
Me
that
either.
and tell a love story, you know?
Well, are you in love now?
I am.
You are?
NeNe, shut up.
Are you serious?
Oh my life.
Oh my God, I love that for you, though.
I'm sweating.
Really? You love that? Is he in the music industry? Is he in the music
I
industry?
will believe the filth. I will say this: he's not known to the public yet. So
Is he older or younger?
we're the same.
Okay.
Around the same age. We're the
Is he
same
from Atlanta or not?
Yes, ATL, baby.
I
I'm
love
sorry.
that. Okay, so he's
I
from
love
Atlanta.
man. I'm sorry. especially
Okay, I
the
gotta
old
ask,
hood.
is he in the music industry or not?
He does music, I'll say that.
Okay. So do you have new music coming soon?
I absolutely do, and I promise to God I'm obsessed with this project, and I cannot wait to release it. It's been a long time coming. We're about on the third year now, but you know, all the mixing and stuff we're gathering, but I really love this project. It's like some real authentic soul music
Yes.
that I feel like people gonna relate to. It's a little different from what people, because I had a lot of pop style
Yes.
in the beginning of my career, but I hope everyone loves it. I love it. The next single coming out is called Ferris Wheel, so you'll be hearing it soon.
I love that for you. So 6 years ago, you did BET Finding, and fans heard from you for the first time in a long time. How
looking
stepping
a
back out
mess.
on the scene make you feel?
Well, that particular interview did not make me feel good. I was embarrassed.
I don't know that show
I was
from
extreme.
BET.
I did.
Who else
It was a
on
new
that show?
segment.
Oh, was?
It's almost like I was about to say
Right.
Surviving, not that
No.
one, but Where Are They Now? Maybe similar.
Okay.
And BET had their own version of Finding, which I do appreciate, because it's like I ain't dead yet, but I was extremely vulnerable and open, and was actually going through a lot at the time, and I didn't get to see the interview before it came out. I was like, good God Almighty, but it was me. It was authentic, as I always am. So
Yeah.
I don't have any regrets with that, and it let a lot of people in on, I guess, a portion of my story.
I love that you're authentic because that's how I am. I like
Yes,
to be
baby.
myself. To me, like, it doesn't work if you're not like just being you and being who you are. It really doesn't work. And while I'm sitting here asking you all these questions, you have beautiful skin, by the way.
Thank you.
I'm such a skin girl.
This is God,
Okay.
it's
Was that
complimenting me.
the
I can't
first
take
time
it.
that you had the opportunity to open up about your journey in the music industry in the early 2000s?
Yes. That was
was,
definitely, I would say, the most open and most transparent.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I just remembered. I did an interview not long, this is before my fourth baby. I have 4. Not long after, I think I was going through the divorce with Dream, or we were divorced, newly divorced. And I did an interview with Rolling Out. And I did not want it out because I knew people had never really seen me, my persona, like they have now. And I was on that mug, like being me. And, you know, this was like 2008, 2007, 2008. And I didn't think people were ready to see me in that light. So we said, no, you can't release it. And months or a year later, they put it out anyway.
Oh.
It's an interview. It's hilarious. And I didn't even really know about it till Solange. Beyonce knows
Sister.
incredible Solange.
Yes,
I love
she
her to
is.
death. She mentioned it in the interview and said she have a laugh or has had a laugh a time or two with Beyonce because they said, where have you been? And I said, I've been popping them babies out. And
Yes.
I said, oh my God, how did Solange see this interview? And I looked, I said, I can't believe this is out on the internet. So actually it wasn't the first time, but it was the first time that broadly seen.
Yeah. How old were you when you got married?
23.
Oh, you were?
Yes,
Okay,
I
so
believe 23.
you and him
This
were
was
very young.
2004, the end of 2004. How old am I, child? I just turned 43.
Wow.
God
And you
bless
guys were married for how long?
We were only married about 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you guys had dated for a while.
No, baby, it was very quick. We dated
Really?
about a month.
You a lover
He
girl,
put a
like you
ring
said.
on it.
Like you said, you're a
Yes,
lover
but we
girl.
knew it was a however short-lived.
Yes.
It was a real true love.
Yes,
And
yes.
we just knew it. You
Yeah.
know. I am grateful for that. I tell my kids that all the time. I'm like, I hate that y'all didn't get to see the love me and y'all fathers share, but
Yeah.
we really loved each
Each other. Yeah, way back
in
then.
those times. So
Yeah. Back
it is
then
what it
in
is.
those times. Okay. In
That's a
those
song.
days, girl, did you know that this moment would reintroduce you to everyone that loves you and your music and introduce you to a whole new audience? Did you know that?
Not at all. I didn't know. I've kind of lived a bit without rules, I guess you
Yes.
would say.
I
don't wanna
kind
say
of feel the
reckless
same.
at times, but I kind of go with the flow. I'm highly intuitive.
Yeah.
I'm a gut person. Something said don't, and I really lead with that. I really let that be my guide, and I believe that's God, and I trust it.
You've met a lot of guys in the music industry. You just met them just from being in the music.
Right.
Not because they live. Is Dream from Atlanta?
Yes.
He is?
West Side Bankhead.
Really? I didn't know that he was from Atlanta.
yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that. And you guys have how many kids?
3.
You guys have 3 kids
So I had
together.
my daughter, and we had twin boys.
Okay, you guys
2 for
have
1
a
special.
daughter, and then you have
2 boys.
and 2 boys. How about that?
How about that? And their ass is grown. I can't
That's
believe
very
it.
nice because I don't really know him. So,
okay.
I don't know the music industry because
Right,
I'm in
right.
television. So I don't
Yes,
really know
honey.
those guys.
Yes, but yeah.
But
he's from
I've
here.
heard of him, many times, but I don't know him. Or-
Yes.
I probably wouldn't know him if he walked in here.
Yes,
I wouldn't know that it was him.
You know the songs.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's it. I just know the songs, but I don't know who he is per se. Okay, so you said on the show many times that you were a mirror to your younger self. How is the current you a mirror to the woman that you are in 2019 on Findings?
Oh my lamb! It was a lot of broken
How is the
pieces of mirrors put
Yeah.
together. I actually did an album called Mirrors in
Oh, you did?
2019 because of that, and it sound a mess. But at the end of the day, it
You
was.
always been able to sing. Why you think it sound a mess?
I think it sound a mess because of a lot of times when you do an album as an artist, it's kind of themed. It's supposed to go along the lines of telling a certain story.
Right.
Mirrors literally went all over the place
place.
because
Okay.
that's what
Yeah.
had happened to me.
Okay.
And I was singing real life true stories, and
Yeah.
it just was like the broken mirrors. I'm standing there nude with like a long braid on the album cover with a shattered mirror under my feet, because I realized relationships in all forms are just mirroring back to who you are or where you are in your life at that moment.
Yeah, it is.
And that's what that album was about.
Well, that's the truth. Okay, how have your experience with Lil Wayne and Dream informed how you date? I like Lil Wayne, by the way. I gotta tell you that. Like, I like Lil Wayne. Well, wait now. I gotta go on and tell you that real quick now before we get to talking. Now, I like some Lil Wayne now.
Oh, my laugh.
I like him, girl.
I do too, girl.
He's
Yeah,
like a genius, and
Yes,
that's
he
what I
is.
love
He
about
really
him.
is.
He
He
seems
really
like he's like extremely smart. I don't know him at all.
You're right, though.
You know, I just like him from afar.
Right, he's one of those people
seems
you
like
can
he's-
recognize he has a brilliant mind.
Yeah.
And
when
just
he's
from his
talking, I
songs,
listen.
Right.
Yeah.
He's very educated and intelligent in a different way. It's just so shocking.
Yeah.
And refreshing.
Yes.
And he's kind. And
Yes,
it's
he-
everything that you wouldn't expect.
You know, I like men who are smart, and he just come across like really smart to me.
He can talk to
Yeah.
you about anything.
Yeah, he's a super smart
depth.
guy. He's from New Orleans.
Absolutely.
It's like,
Don't you
okay.
love a New Orleans?
Yeah. How long were you guys together?
Woo! Oh, my lamb. So I was with Wayne first.
Oh, you was with him first.
Yes, we
Nivea,
were
you be
together.
catching the men.
My lamb.
Damn.
Well, you know, she was a little hot
Who
to
the
trap.
hell catch two men like that in
She
the
was
same?
hot to trap back in there. I've been Googling them pictures.
Yeah, but
But
who
no,
catch two big fish like that?
Well, you know, we are also the same age.
Yeah.
We were both starting our career. I think it was a respect thing. It was an attraction thing. And then a lot of people, of course, you see the sassy Southern girl here, but I'm a homemaker, but I like to take care of you.
Yeah.
And I think that
Yeah,
was a
that's
pleasant
what's up.
surprise to him,
Yeah.
because he was raised by that kind of woman.
Yeah.
So that was another love level for us, and we just connected. Being from the South, doing the same thing, just was connecting. Like, we understood each other and really bonded, and love happened. And
And you guys have a child.
yes, we do. We lost a child that first go round.
Did you?
And then, of course, after my divorce with Dream, we got back in touch, and it just it felt like all over again. And yeah.
And
He
you
was
have
like,
you
"Now
have a
give me
son
my
or a
son."
daughter?
We have a son.
You have a son.
He said, "Give me my son. You supposed to have."
Now, do any of your children do music?
Oh, my lamb. Yes, they do. All of them. Well, actually pursuing right now, our young Wayne and I's son.
Okay.
Lil Navi, as he says, calls himself. Lil Navi is out here popping, honey. He out here with the YNs, and they got their thing.
That's nice.
Yes, I'm very proud of him.
Yeah.
He and him and his father and I, we definitely support him full throttle. All my kids can sing. My youngest twin son, London, can sing his butt off, and he's also doing songs. I mean, it's literally a recording studio in my house all
nice.
day and night.
Yeah.
He recording over here, you recording over here. They writing songs all day. We shower singers. We just music, and that's always been that way.
I love that note for y'all, okay?
Thank you.
Do you think that you've experienced the deepest kinds of romantic love that you can ever?
I have over and over again.
That's really good.
I've loved deeply and have always been in awe at how I've loved again and deeper and different with another man. And here we are again. So
and you in a relationship,
I'm
and
very
you in a
blessed.
deep, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's because you're a
That's
lover
a
girl, though.
blessing,
What's your
though.
sign?
Aries.
Yeah, that's why I'm a Sagittarius.
I love a Sagittarius.
Yeah, you are
baby.
just a lover girl.
is my
Like, girl,
chick,
please,
you hear me?
you'll be in love again in 5 minutes.
Well, hopefully
Me
this
too.
is the last.
You think so?
That's what I would hope.
Hope so,
child. I'm
yeah.
tired.
I know, though,
Love
but you're
and take
still very
energy,
young.
don't it?
No, but you're still very young, and so you can do whatever it is that you want to do.
I'm always gonna be open to
Yeah.
love because it's just my nature.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I can't help
And you came from a 2-parent household, right?
I did on drugs and all.
Yeah, so
but
I
there
came
was
from a
not a
2-parent
lack of
household,
love.
too.
There was
Yeah.
not a lack of love, and
Your parents were on drugs?
yes,
Both
both of
of
them.
them.
And my
You a
mother
kid.
got off, thank God, before she passed away. And my dad has had his battles on and off. But
So he's still living?
yes, he's still living.
Wow.
Thank you, Lord.
It's a struggle.
Baby.
Yeah, it is a
It's
struggle.
taken out a lot of family members and
Yeah,
people.
it
all
does.
know,
But
unfortunately. That's why I was so open with sharing my struggle because I survived. You know what I mean? And I was proud.
Have any of your kids struggled?
I am. I'm sorry.
Have any of your kids struggled?
Thank you, Lord. No, let's hope not.
No,
Where the
I
wood
know,
at?
right? Yeah, you want to break that generational curse.
I talked to them very openly about.
Yeah.
Of course, before I told the world, I had to have that conversation with them as well.
Yeah.
And let them know, especially going through, like, it's not just when I was doing cocaine, alcohol, cigarettes, like the addictive trait in general. I told them, y'all can't even play. You can't even be like, I just want to.
Yeah, you can't.
You'll be hooked immediately. It's just in us. And once you understand that you have that trait, you have to be extra careful. I had to learn what high tolerance meant.
Yeah.
Everybody think that means you can handle more. No, that means you're more likely to be the addictor.
Yes.
You know?
So you can't drink either.
Oh, I be drinking. But I
I be drinking.
I can manage it. I don't drink a hard liquor anymore. I've been a champagne chick, especially on my new weight loss journey. Shout out to my trainer.
I like champagne too.
I love champagne and rosé now. That is my thing.
I like it too. But I've heard over the years for people who have had an addiction that they maybe should not drink because it triggers other things.
For a period of time. Of course, several months. I remember in 2021, I didn't drink for a year, almost a year and a half. And I have to take breaks. And like I said, like I'll do a mixed drink every blue moon, but champagne on the weekends or whenever I can, because I can't really do like I used to. I can't do that anyway. It's just my body don't like it. My voice don't like it. And I suffer, you know, in multiple ways. And it just don't feel good. Like I would rather be healthy.
Yeah. I was saying earlier that I like to travel. Do you like to travel?
I do like to travel, but I don't get to do it much. Unfortunately, I get to travel. I travel often for work. I just did a travel show, though.
You did?
Eat, Slay, Love. It's on Peacock. It's only 3 episodes, but I did like a girls trip. You heard about the Eat, Slay, Love?
I heard that show, Eat, Slay, Love.
Yes, I did it with Eva, Marcel, Tammy Rivera, and a comedian chick named London Hughes. And we went to Vietnam, y'all. It was quite different, but it was beautiful. No, I had love before that. But he didn't come, unfortunately. But no, we got to experience their culture and you know, do that whole thing and little girl drama. But
they say eat, slay, love. So does love mean finding love when you're there?
I think love is what happened, in my opinion, because I don't want to say I'm not a girl's girl, but I don't have like a clique of chicks. I don't do that. So that was like one of my first girl trips ever. And I didn't really know everyone that well. I was trying to bring us all together to see if we could form a friendship group, and it was different. I was with chicks who do what I do in the industry, because I don't hang with nobody. I be by myself or with my children or with my
Did y'all get along? Because I've worked with Eva and I've worked with Tammy.
We did.
And I've known both of them for years.
It was a little friction with the new girl, London. London Hughes was a little friction with her because we weren't that acquainted, and they didn't know her at all.
Okay.
So there was, I believe, cultural barriers, and once you start telling people how it is over here versus America, your defenses get up, and that's what happened. It wasn't that big of a deal, but it became that, and we didn't get to. I thought it was great to have that conversation though, because we are kind of miseducated on both sides. But it didn't go like I thought it would.
So, Nivea, give us your top 3 red flags and your top 3 green flags in dating. Because it seems like you know how to do it. You get the top men and everything.
My lambs.
I'm like, don't nobody get to date these kind of men.
I'm big on honesty.
Yeah.
I feel like keep it real. I'd rather know the dark, ugly now than be hurt later. So that's a green flag. It's honesty. And also a red flag is a liar.
Yes.
And then lying about little stuff that don't need. What is it? Who cares? People be lying about the littlest, dumbest things.
It's true. It's true.
And another green flag I would say is, this is a tricky one because everybody don't have the best relationship with their parents.
Yeah.
But the ones that at least have put forth effort and understand what it means to forgive and release, not forget, but heal from. I appreciate someone who can understand that about their family and at least try. And
you good, honey.
Yeah.
Okay.
I be trying not to sound rude, but I want to say own something.
So I know you're on the Millennial Tour.
Yay.
And how does it feel to be touring right now with over 20 years in the game with some of the people that you've topped the charts with?
Oh my lamb!
Is it fun?
I've always
out on
wanted
the
to be on a
road?
Millennium Tour because
Okay.
that's my era.
Yeah.
Of when I was introduced to the world. So I'm glad to be a part of it. I'm only female.
Yeah, all right.
Only girl.
Okay, I
But,
love. Don't you love that though?
I do.
Because I hang
love
out
that.
with boys.
Well, I don't really get to. I open the show. So I be
Yeah.
telling everybody to get there early or you're going to miss her.
Okay.
So I'm in and out.
Yeah.
The guys, they be having them a good old time. I see them in passing, we hug, hey, hoo-hoo, and that be that.
Yeah.
So it's really about work for me and connecting
Yeah.
with my fans.
Okay, well, what is it like for people to be in the audience and singing your classic? Like you on stage and you looking out there and you singing
Crazy.
and the people are just singing along with you.
After all these years.
Like after all these years, it's
I always
like,
thank them. I stay in a place of gratitude
Yes.
and a bit of disbelief
yes.
because I would have never, who would have thunk it? Like who?
Yeah, who would have thunk it?
Who would have thunk it? So when I see them singing back, I oftentimes stop singing and be like, yes, girl, you better say. I start cheering them on. And I'm just grateful.
Well, was it hard for you to prep for the tour? What did you do to prep for the tour? Was you
I
like,
started working out with my trainer. Shout out
Yeah.
my trainer, Stephen
Yeah.
Beck, and just eating healthier, water. And
you have backup singers, dancers, you have all that?
no, I just dancers right now.
Okay.
I plan to incorporate singers
Singers later.
to switch it up a bit, but we'll see
But
how
you
that
got this,
goes.
honey, with that throat.
But yes, and so
Yeah.
the Millennium Tour is a lot of energy,
Yeah.
a lot of crunk, and so you
Your
know,
wardrobe, you have a stylist out there?
and Nivea.
I know that's right, Nivea.
I do the makeup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do it?
Yes,
You
I
are
can't
lying,
believe
Nivea.
it's
You do not
butter.
do.
I can't
Serious?
believe it. Yes, it's.
Wow, like I can't. I can do a
Baby.
lot of things. I can't do my makeup. I
Let
can
me
do
tell
my
you,
hair.
Shout this old. We a
Yeah.
two-man team over
I
here.
can do my hair, but I cannot do my makeup.
Right, I can't do neither, but she's doing it. How about
Okay, I know. So you talked about your kids being able to sing and perform and stuff like that. Do any of them go on tour with you?
Not yet. So we just recently came to Atlanta, the
Okay,
Millennium Tour.
yeah.
And for the first time, all four of my kids were there at the State Farm
Okay.
Arena. And child, I bust out crying.
Oh wow!
I just felt the
Love,
energy. I
the
couldn't even see them. I didn't know where they
Yeah.
were placed. But I just felt so emotional and proud.
Yeah.
And
The love
I
and
bust
the
out crying.
support.
Right and
Yeah.
uncomplicated. And it was still a beautiful moment for me. It was just something that will always sit.
Yeah, with you.
me, yes.
Yeah. Well, before you go, I want to play a game with you. And the game is called What Would You Do?
Oh,
okay.
Lord.
So I'm going to ask you a series of questions and you tell me what would you do.
Okay.
Okay, right, y'all. Okay, so it's time for a little segment, you guys, that I love to call What Would You Do? Okay, Nivea, you're at a party and your ex walks in holding hands with someone who looks exactly like you, but with a busted lakefront. What would you do?
I'd probably be too in my own zone to notice anyway. I'm gonna call Zoe later and chuckle about it. How about that? I wouldn't
Okay.
do anything. I would greet her with open love.
Kindness
Yes, I
and keep
would.
it
I'm not
moving.
like that.
That's cool. Okay, so your homegirl invites you to a girl trip, but her new man shows up too and tries to flirt with you in the hot tub, girl. What would you do?
Child, I'm running to tell my friend.
I know.
I'm going to be like, girl, I got
This
something
man
to
ain't
tell.
right.
Yeah,
This
I'm
man
telling.
ain't
I'm
right.
sorry. Snitch.
Okay, so
I don't care.
check this out.
Tell
So
me.
you show up to the red carpet in your custom-made look, and your old friend arrives in the exact same outfit, claiming that she had it first. What would you do?
I'm about to chop it up with the stylist
I
because
know,
somebody
right?
lying.
Yes.
Somebody lying.
How did both of us show up like this?
Because you sure said custom.
Okay. Okay. And it wasn't. Okay, so you're strolling Instagram and you see your man, well, your old man or your current man just proposed to somebody else, and it's the exact ring that you told him that you liked.
Oh, I got a similar story.
Okay, what would you
I ain't
do?
gonna tell y'all the. You know what? Like I said, I am the high road taker.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have
that.
to go deal with however that made me feel on my own.
I love
and
that you have it.
honestly, you have to understand why that made you feel how it made you feel. That
Mm-hmm.
person, someone can do something so dirty and low that has nothing to do with you unless
Mm-hmm.
you decide to put yourself there with them.
Yes. That's
So
true.
I would just, go through whatever my feelings
Mm-hmm.
are about that by myself.
I love that you take the high road.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so you catch your stylist using your bundles on his other client, and she swears it is just a sample, girl. Okay, so what would you do?
I'm gonna check the stylist first, and whatever they say, even if they own up to it, I'm done with you.
Okay, me too. Okay.
Me
You're
too.
on stage at a live show in the mid-performance, and your ex starts yelling, "Sing it, baby!" from the front row while his new girl is filming him. I mean,
Oh my
what would you do?
Ignore. Keep singing.
Okay, so your cousin borrows
acknowledgement.
$500 to cover the rent, then posts pictures in Tulum talking about self-care and vibes. Honey, what would you do?
I'm ignoring all that.
But they done borrowed $500 and now they on a vacation.
Well, I learned this lesson a long time ago. All the money I done gave out. You
Yeah,
don't
me
give
too.
loan nothing you need right back. So you know what? That was
part.
probably the last time you ever get something out of me.
That part, that's how I feel. You're at karaoke and someone screams or sings, "Don't mess with my man," badly, then dedicates it to your current boo. Oh my God.
To my current boo?
To your current boo. Like, girl, what would you do?
Oh, I would hope
You
no
gonna take the
cameras
high
ain't around.
road. You gonna take the high road.
But
You gonna take the high
I get
road.
something different about my children and my boo. I might throw some bows. Hopefully not, Lord God.
So, Nivea, you've been in and you have been out.
Yes.
And you are back and ready to keep it going for a very long time. Is
Yes,
there
I
anything
am.
that you want to say to your fans and your followers before you go?
I would want to say a big thank you. I mean, I wouldn't be here without
Yeah.
the support. I wouldn't have there would be no need for me if the people didn't have the demand. So I am eternally grateful.
Yes.
And I just want to tell people I feel like I'm living proof of can't stop, won't stop.
Yeah.
You keep going. I did not mean to quote Diddy on my lamb. Damn.
But that's okay. Can't stop, won't stop is
But
like...
it's some real shit.
Like, it's
I
real.
feel like, keep going. Anything you continue to work at, you're going to reap the benefits.
Yeah.
And I'm just grateful to still be here.
Well, it's good to see you back.
great
You
to see
look
you too.
great,
Thank
Nivea.
you.
Your skin is
Sonny.
freaking amazing.
She'll go in this
I
man.
love that you
Thank
are a
you so
lover girl.
much.
I did not know you were an ATL girl.
Yes.
Like,
Birdie, baby.
so I'm super proud of you.
Thank you.
I've had family members to struggle themselves, so I am super proud of you,
Yes,
and I
thank
wish
you.
you all
Thank
the best.
you so much. Oh my God.
Good seeing you,
I
Nivea.
love NeNe. Thank
you so
you.
much.
Thank
and if you
you.
need me to do anything for you, I'm here to do it. Let me
Thank you,
know. 'Cause I
darling.
appreciate you
God
coming
bless
over on the
you.
NeNe Leakes Show.
Yes, the
Thank
NeNe
you
Leakes Show, baby.
Yeah, thank you
I was
so
here.
much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you too. Thank you. Okay, you guys, please welcome TV personality and entrepreneur, London Deelishis, Charles. How you look beautiful.
Hi, gorgeous. Thank you so much.
Look at
So
you.
beautiful.
Also, Deelishis, I gotta tell people this because they don't know this about us. Deelishis and I lived in the same neighborhood
Yes.
for at least a couple of years, didn't we?
Several years. I moved here
Yeah.
in 2018. I didn't leave there until 23.
Yeah, for several years. We
Yeah.
lived in the same neighborhood. I would see Deelishis walking.
Yes.
And then, when you got married at Sugarloaf, where we
Yep.
lived at.
Yep.
And then you later left. Are you
I
still
did.
in that area, though?
I'm in the area. I'm right
You are.
around the way in Swanee.
Okay. Okay, so-
I didn't want to take my daughter out of her school.
Oh, yeah.
So I stayed over.
You have a young daughter.
I do. Well, I have two. I have my 25-year-old who's here.
Okay.
She's my makeup artist, Jasmine.
Okay.
And then I have my 14-year-old, Lexington.
Oh, you have a 14-year-old.
Yeah.
Okay, how about that? See, I don't have a 14-year-old.
No.
My son, my baby is 25.
That was so fast,
Yes,
though.
he's 25.
And
yeah.
my oldest is 25, too. That was
Yeah,
quick.
they grow up quick, girl.
They do. You
They don't
look
stay little
good.
young. Thank you so much, as do you.
Thank
Listen,
you.
honey, I heard you was on a dating show. Did you find anything?
You know what? shout out to Queens Court.
Yes,
shout out to
Queens
Will Packard.
Court. Yeah.
I had a really good time, and also to my sister Queens, Lisa Ray and Kay Michelle.
Okay, Lisa.
It was a good time, but honestly, it was coming off a time where I was still like tender. Divorce is hard.
Yeah, divorce is hard.
Divorce is very hard. It's not something that you could just think is going to be one way. When you actually experience it, you go through all of the emotions.
Yeah, how long were you married?
I was married for 2.5 years.
Okay, and
it
what
seemed like it
happened?
took that long for me to heal from it.
Yeah, it really is. It's tough. Especially, it's tough to me when you're all in.
Yes.
Like, in my relationships, I'm all in. You know what I mean?
too. I'm a lover
happy.
girl.
Yeah, I'm a lover girl.
Yes.
I'm good with being with my guy, and I want to be there with him.
Right.
So it's hard. It's
How
like,
are you?
you know what? I am turning a curve because I was married for a really long time. Losing my husband, it was just a lot for me. It was really a lot. You know, we left Sugarloaf. We moved into the city. My son had a heart attack. It just was a lot. My whole world turned upside down, like, oh my God, for like 3 years. It was like, wow.
Right. I never see you in a state of brokenness, but I'm a woman, and I've been around you several times, so I know you're one of the most authentic people I've ever met.
I break in my room or in my private space, and I've always been the kind of person, if I have to break down and cry, I don't have that much time to cry. It's almost like it's like, cry for 10 minutes, girl, hurry up.
You got things to do.
And I'd be like, shit, I got to go now. You know, because I am the glue for my family. And if it's not me, then, I mean, what are we doing? I gotta get up.
So what do you need to feel good?
Love.
Okay, I'm with you.
I need my circle, which is a small circle. I need them to support me and lift me up. One of the things I say to them all the time, I hate when they say, "You're gonna be just fine, NeNe." I'm like, stop saying that.
Right, check on your strong friends.
I
That's
need help
really
too.
a thing.
Like, why do you guys think I'm gonna be fine? Like, I'm gonna be fine, but I do need you to check on me. Like, they feel like, NeNe, you don't need nothing. You okay?
You know what it is? When we see NeNe, or even when you think of NeNe Leakes, when you hear the name, by the way, you have given that name so much life. I mean, you are everything. I'm feeling away sitting here with you. But when you think of NeNe, you think of strength.
Yeah.
You think of self-sufficient, and you think of driven, and you don't see that you're a human being. You have feelings too. You go through emotions, probably all of them, especially after losing.
I do. My husband.
You know, your rib.
Yeah, exactly. Because my husband was literally everything.
Right.
He, like your daughter's working with you, my husband worked with me. He was behind the scene making sure there were other opportunities for me. He was always pushing me and pouring into me. So I lost a big part.
Everybody loved Greg.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
Like,
he was great. He was likable.
Yes.
Yeah, he was very likable, very kind. I would say in our neighborhood, I would say, Greg know the neighbors. I don't know who the neighbors are. Like, Greg is speaking to everybody. I drive right into my garage and close it back down and go in the house. Greg is out, hi. I would say, get in the house. Talking to all these darn people. And these people going to be over here talking.
Do you still feel him around you?
You know, I recently felt him around me. Recently. Before that, I don't feel like Greg ever came around. I was really worried about that.
Right.
And recently, I felt that Greg was around me.
And were you comfortable?
I was kind of scared.
Yep.
Yeah, I was a little scared. I was like, oh my God, I kind of felt a little scared about it.
I recently lost my niece to a mass shooting at Michigan State University. This was a few years ago. And that's what I was worried about. They tell you that those people never leave you. They're always around you.
They are.
But I wanted my own encounter.
Yeah.
And I wondered what that would be like. The idea of someone who is no longer living being around you, it scared me at first.
Yes. Well, you know, a lot of people call me the reality queen.
Right.
But I have to say, Deelishis did reality TV long before I ever did reality
Oh my goodness,
TV.
2006.
Yes, you did Flavor of Love.
Yes.
Did you really like him?
I loved him.
Shut up!
Girl, Flavor and I are still friends.
Really?
Yes, and he hangs
my
out with
God.
my father, so this tells you the age gap.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's in Detroit.
You really liked him.
I like him.
Does he have something? Because I bet you he does. For so many women to like him back then, and even now, he must have some sort of like something. Like
you know what?
some swag.
It's the authenticity. It's like how you are. You are, people gravitate to you because you're real.
Yeah.
So that's something that you long for. You want to be around somebody who's authentic, who's themselves, and who's comfortable with themselves. And one thing we know is Flav is comfortable being Flavor Flav.
Yes.
So I like him. He's kind, he's gentle, he's real. So yeah, I liked him a whole lot. I was attracted to that. Plus I'm a sapiosexual.
Well, are you in contact with any of the girls that were on the show with you?
I am. All of the girls. We had good friendships and relationships. Bucky.
Oh yeah.
Who does Love and Hip Hop.
Okay.
Becky Buck Wild. That was the white girl.
Yeah.
Boots. Beautiful. All of the girls. We're still all real good friends.
That's really good. Would they ever do a reboot? That would be so cool.
There were so many talks about it. And of course we want to do that with Hoops and even the girls from the first season. And of course, New York, who is an icon.
Yeah,
now we fought on the show, but that's my homegirl now.
Yes. Like, she looks great. She looks great. She's still out here being the icon.
Yes, the HBIC.
Yeah. A lot of people talk to me about, okay, you and her, you guys are. I have to say, when we started Real Housewives of Atlanta, this show, you guys' show were long off the air then.
Right.
And then I think this is why people kind of remember, because we started an era of reality TV. Yes. And I often tell people when they're talking to me about reality, I said, well, when I started was way back in 2008. You have to understand, there was no Love and Hip Hop. There was no Basketball Wives.
You didn't have competitive
There was
shows.
all of these shows, the Braxtons and all these things that have come out, there was the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So when we walked through the door, we held it open for all of these other shows to be able to be birthed into this reality
we are
space.
Pioneers, boo.
Yes.
How about cheers to us?
Yeah, cheers to us with
By
this,
the way, this
tropical
is so
rich.
good.
You like?
I love cheers.
Yeah, cheers to you. So Deelishis, tell me, are you in a relationship?
I'm not.
You're single.
I
know you did Queen's Court, but it didn't work out. You didn't.
No, and shout out to all of the contestants and the gentlemen on Queen's Court. That was a different type of situation, because typically you wouldn't date a man that you knew was dating 2 other women.
Yeah.
So that was
well, you kind of do that. You just don't know.
Hello.
You
so
know?
it was a unique circumstance, and I did want to get out of it. If I didn't find a king, I wanted to at least find that energy to want to be in another relationship. Because I'm like you.
Yeah.
I like love with one person.
Me too.
So I was divorced from Raymond, but still carrying myself like a married woman. I was still wearing my ring 2 years after my divorce.
Yeah. I still wore mine for a while.
Isn't it something trying to attach
I
yourself?
really liked my ring though.
I love my ring, and I love being a wife.
Too.
Look,
I really like my ring. I don't want to take my ring off. I was
Right.
like, I'm not going to take it off today.
Because my daughters are embarrassed. They're like, you're not married. Take that off.
Yeah.
You'll never get married again if you're going to wear that ring.
Do you think you'll ever marry again?
I will marry 10 times over. I'm a lover girl.
Me too.
I feel like if I'm here, then love should be here.
Yes.
But I've been celibate for a year and 2 months. The last time I had sex was December 29th,
That's interesting.
2023.
Wow. I mean, I guess I could, but I kind of don't want to.
I didn't want to.
Yeah.
I was just fed up after that relationship. I felt like, well, first of all, you can't really trust the sexuality of most men now. I don't mean to be rude.
Yeah.
But that's the truth. That's what we live in Atlanta.
We do live in Atlanta.
That's already a fear of mine. But then it's about connecting emotionally. Nowadays, you just don't know who's playing games, who's bullshitting.
That's true.
Can I say
Well, most of
bullshitting?
yes, you can. Most of them are bullshitting.
And that's the problem. So
Yeah,
I'm
most
like,
of
so
them
why
are.
have sex?
Yeah, most of them are
Let's go on
playing
dates.
games, which is unfortunate and sad, especially when men reach a certain age in their life. You would think that they would want to be, you know,
Settled.
settled and be in an
It's something
exclusive
good.
relationship.
Yeah.
Do you think you like younger?
I don't know. I'm 47, so
You think you're a cougar?
I am definitely a cougar, and I'm a slider. I slide in DMs. I have no problem sliding.
It's kind of hard for me to do that.
So what's too low? What's too young?
Nothing's too young to me.
Really? Wait.
Nothing's
So
too
would
young.
you
But
date
for
at
me,
25?
no, I prefer not. My son is 25.
Okay,
so I
same.
would prefer not.
Same.
I mean, 30s, yeah.
30 is good.
Yeah, in their
think-
30s. I said 35.
That's mature.
Yeah.
But I think
But a lot of guys, I feel like at 35, I'm not sure that they're like financially secure.
I was just about to say they might be intimidated with our lifestyle.
Yeah.
And I think that's a part of the problem too.
Yeah.
She's talking about Brent. She hangs out with Brent.
Brent and I are traveling tomorrow, so
Tell Brent we say hello.
He a trip.
We
Yeah,
love
he's
him.
doing much better, and
He is?
it's been a journey. It was a lot because the moment his dad passed, he just got like sick. Because they were really close. He was the only child that we had.
How are you doing?
Yeah. You know, I think I'm turning the curve. My son got really sick after his dad passed. His father and I, him and his father are very close. He's the only child that we had together. And my son had a heart attack when his dad died at 22. He was 22 and had a heart attack. At 25, he had heart transplant surgery. He has a whole new heart. Yes.
He had a heart transplant surgery?
Yes, less than a year ago.
So how is he doing?
He's doing really good. He's going to be traveling tomorrow for the first time since he's got his new heart.
I love Brent.
Yeah.
My daughter is good friends with Brent. We love him. And I always felt, NeNe, it seems like you haven't had a chance to really mourn.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's been a lot. And it also is one of those things where I had to keep going. I didn't have, any room to really like just take a break.
Time for yourself.
I couldn't really do that.
Are you going to do that?
I feel like I do that. Every now and then, I take some time for myself, but it was hard to do that. It really was. Just based off of everything that was happening in my life and me also being the provider.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it was really hard for me to, when Greg was passing, he and I had a conversation. He knew that I was going to stand up and take care of Brent and make sure everything was good. But I don't think he knew it was going to be this hard. But he was saying to me as he was passing, he kept saying, it's going to be really hard, baby. It's going to be really hard.
He knew that.
Yeah, and I was like, oh gosh.
It's something I've seen. Mothers unfortunately bury their children.
Yeah.
But I don't see a lot of women our age bury their husbands.
Yeah, it was a lot.
What do you need now from your friends?
Well, my husband was 13 and a half years older than me, and he had colon cancer, and he was in remission at one point, and then it came back. And then when it came back, he did one chemotherapy treatment and it kind of knocked him off his feet, and he was like, I cannot do chemotherapy anymore. The first time he did it, he did really well with it. But the second time he did it, he just didn't do well. His body was so tired and he could not recover.
Those episodes.
Yeah, he couldn't recover from it. And the doctors, I feel like they were being really nice to me by saying, I think Greg has about 6 months. And I was looking at Greg like,
That's not
I feel
right.
like Greg don't have 6 months. This looks real weird. This side looks, because I really have never been with anyone just watching them like dissolve like that. And so the way he was looking closer to the end, I was like, this doctor must be tripping. Like it can't be 6 months. And I was on the phone with my girlfriend saying, they saying Greg has 6 months. Which I can, looking back, understand them saying that to Greg because they wanted to give Greg some hope. And also any miracle could have happened. So they don't know. So they were like 6 months, and I was thinking, Greg, like he got like 6 weeks or.
How long did it turn out to be?
It ended up turning out to be about 3 weeks. It happened really quick after they told us. It was kind of fast. Maybe 3.5 weeks, Greg was going down, down, down daily. And one of the things we did that I feel helped Greg, these doctors give you all this medication, right? And then also they give you, when you start to pass, they give you morphine. And Greg says, stop all medication. And when he stopped all medication, all of his vitals went up. He was doing really good at that point.
Okay, so they were supporting the stop of the medication.
Don't you shed a tear, Rich.
Oh, I'm
That'll
sorry.
make me shed a tear. Oh my God, yeah. When they stopped they were supporting him doing the medicine. Once they stopped the medication, he seemed like he came back alive.
His body was reacting.
He came back alive. And then, he said, no morphine for me. So he only had morphine the day of passing. He was already about gone, and he was breathing just a little bit. And they said, NeNe, can we give him a little morphine just to take him out of, because he was trying so hard just to relax him. And so they did. He was beautiful.
Did he want to go?
Yes and no. He got to a place where he was like, I'm just really tired.
I'm accepting this and
I'm really tired. Yeah. I'm tired. He was tired of people visiting. He didn't want any more visitors. He was like, no more visitors.
Right.
Nobody else can come in, babe, please. He was really tired. But he looked beautiful.
Yes, he did. And we were
He looked beautiful.
That story, the whole world was watching and supporting. And like, I love you guys so much. And to watch Greg, he seemed like he was so strong all the way until
he got really small. He used to say things to me like, you know, I don't want to be here if I got to be like this. It depends. He was using the bathroom from his side because he had a bag. Like it just
life had changed. The quality of life
really fast. It just started, like the last 2 months was like, oh my God. He was like, I can't. This is not my life. I can't do this.
What do you miss the most?
I miss the most about him, just him being here and supporting me. Because I'm sure there are good men out here. I just haven't found one.
Well, me neither. Where are you? Oh. Well, you are strong and you are so beautiful.
It's a lot.
But I'm sure it is a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot. But I'm doing okay. You have a 25-year-old. I have a 25-year-old. Would you want your daughter to do reality television? Are you okay with that if they wanted to?
Well, there was a time when I would have said no, but now that she is 25, like when she was 16 and being approached with these things, and I was like, I know how messy this can be. And you don't want that. You want if they want to be popular and show the beautiful things that's happening in their life, you want that for them. But we know the flip side of that.
Yeah.
We know the reality of dealing with millions of fans who don't know you. And, you have to. So I didn't want that for my kid. But now that she's 25, and my daughter Jasmine, she is close friends with other child stars like Ray Janae and Zanique and other child stars make her feel more comfortable with it. So I'm fine with it now.
For me, I don't know that I want my son to do it.
No.
I don't know. It's just a lot.
What do you think would be the worst case?
So, me being on a show like Housewives, which is a huge show, I was always worried about my kid. When he was in school, just the comments and social media and people saying things to him, literally because he's my child.
Yep, and it becomes their life.
Yeah, and he didn't ask for this.
Right, exactly.
So I hated that for him.
Right.
And one day I remember Greg and I said, we might need to look at Brent's social media to see, people are just saying so many negative things.
Him.
Well, honey, when I tell you Brent was on there reading them down,
that's
I said, honey.
Left and right.
I said, honey, he okay, child.
He got it. He is mama's child.
I was like, he's doing good, honey. He over there letting the people have it. I said, so won't need to worry about Brent. On to the next thing.
Right. That's what I said. I think she could do. I don't know. You don't want anything bad for your kid. But I think she can do it. She's one of the celebrity kids that has stayed away from the light.
Well, my son, Brent, has had his first child. He has a daughter. She's 3 months old. Yes. Her name is Kind Leakes, and we love her. She's so tiny.
Wait, is it Kind?
Her name is Kind.
That is so beautiful.
And like her grandfather, Greg Kind.
Oh, I love that.
So we named Mr. Kind Greg. So Kind Leakes. And
so nice.
She's 3 months old, so we're having a good time.
And you like being a grandma?
I loved it.
I look forward to
the thing is, I have 2 sons, so I didn't have any girls. So my sons have my girls.
Bless you with baby girls.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
no,
I have
love
girls
that for you.
now.
I love that.
Yeah.
You messing up my makeup, NeNe.
Yeah, that's okay.
I'm just so happy for all these happy moments for you.
Yeah, you too. You
Thank
too.
you.
I will be looking out for somebody special to come into your life.
Oh, please do. Let them be very well educated. Love family, because I'm family oriented. I love to cook and I love to be at home and watch movies.
I love that for you. Yeah. I don't even watch movies, which is crazy. I don't even watch TV.
You know what? You don't want to get like cozied up Netflix and chill with your guy.
Yeah, usually he likes to watch TV with the guy that I was dating. He likes to watch TV, and I be sleep while the TV watches me.
Married, by the way.
You thought we were?
Yes. I remember being out. It was us, my ex-husband, you and him.
Yeah.
New Year's Eve. Yes.
Yeah. We were tight back then.
Very tight.
Yeah, we were tight then. Damn, we were tight. We were real tight.
Yeah, but I can see you Netflix and chilling with him.
You can't do too many things to me and I keep liking you though.
I agree.
I start feeling some kind of way. I be like, now, you ain't gonna just keep doing all this. Now, what is really happening, dude?
Exactly.
Like, no.
Especially if we friends.
No, have some control.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't do all that and still think that you can go out with me.
So where would we find good men?
They ain't in Atlanta, I don't think. Now, I think we do have to go somewhere else to
Out of
find
state.
them.
No, maybe Dubai.
I think you have to go to Europe. Go international.
Yes, that's what I'm
I
thinking.
think international is the place to be.
They would appreciate us?
Yeah, I think so. Would you date out of your race?
Absolutely.
Okay, well,
Feels like
yeah.
that's all I've
A friend of
done.
mine asked me if I would date out of my race, and
In and out.
it's not that I'm against it. It's just that I happen to be very much in love with chocolate.
No, I love black men, and I would love to be with a black man. But I also, life is very short and unpredictable.
Yeah.
And I just want to feel love for the remainder of my days.
Yes.
So whatever race that
Very much
is,
so.
I'm okay with it.
I've been asked to do a couple of dating shows,
Would you do
and
one?
I have thought no. You know why? Because will they find a guy that, you know, I don't, you know, if you're doing it on the show, obviously the show wants some of those moments.
Right.
I don't want to have some weird guy. I want to
So
date the right
if you
one.
pick the gentleman, then that would be different. Because that's what Flav did with us. He
Yeah.
said he got in there with
And
production, and
okay.
he picked the
Help
women that
pick
he
the-
wanted.
Yes, I would need to help.
If you help pick
Yeah.
out, you know, the candidates, then that would make a difference. I could see that. I see you in love.
Oh, I love love, and I hope it happens for me.
Yeah, same for me too.
Let's see, it will happen for
Cheers
you.
to love.
We're gonna pray about it. Cheers to love.
Cheers
girl.
to. I got rid of my boobs.
You did?
I had an explant. Yes,
Okay.
I remember I had those big.
I don't remember your
Some days
boobs
I
being
miss.
big.
Yes, baby, they were.
So
huge.
Deelishis, I gotta ask you about this body, yada 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 yada. I remember back then, okay, and when you came on the show
Love?
Flavor Love
Yeah.
with all this body,
Yes.
and so now your boobs are smaller.
They
Did you have implants?
I had implants and I got an explant in July of 24 because I have breast implant illness. I was actually
mean?
becoming sick from my implants. Like they were, sometimes they go bad. Not to mention I had the condition where one of them had, I guess it's like it's imploded, where it's actually contractual. It's something girls are familiar
I've
with.
had
It's very
mine for
common.
about 13 and a half years, and I know I need to take them out.
13.
But
I had mine
yeah,
for 10. They
they
got
don't
bad
bother
in that
me.
ninth. Ever? So I ended up having 3. I had 3 different breast surgeries or whatever to get it right. And the third one, I went to Beverly Hills and got it done. That cost me a lot. Sometimes you think if you spend more
Yeah.
money that
Yeah.
you feel safer or whatever.
Yeah. But that's not
eventually,
necessarily true.
It wasn't. I started getting very, very sick. And so I went to see my doctor for a minute. I was concerned that I may have cancer or whatever because one of them
Really?
started to leak. So it turned out I had contractual, girls know what I'm talking about. It's where it becomes engorged and enlarged. So you have to have them redone. So I had that done. The same implant did the same thing.
Okay.
So I said, okay, you know what? Your body is probably not going to do well with
rejecting
implants.
it.
It's rejecting this. So, and it started to look stupid. The more that I would lose weight, the bigger that they would look. And so it was not becoming, and sleeping was hard. Wearing clothes, it just was a waste of time. I said, you know, I got to find a way to be beautiful with little boobs.
Yeah.
So I had the surgery, and I've never been more healthy.
Okay.
I've never been
Okay.
more conscious about my health,
Do you
what
like
I
the
eat.
size?
I do. I'm smaller. I wear my 14-year-old shirts.
Okay.
Yes.
I love that. I love this size.
Think
though.
you do?
See, I don't want mine to be big. No.
Really?
I
But
mean,
you
mine's are
look-
just okay.
you're well proportioned,
yeah,
though.
But
I feel like a teenage boy sometimes.
I've had these a long time, so I feel like it's time to take them out. But they haven't
See,
bothered
yours
me.
look-
Haven't bothered me at all.
This is how when I
they
first
look
got
very
them done.
natural.
They look when I
Yeah.
first got mine done, they looked great. They set like this. They went with my body well.
Yeah.
These started to look crazy, but now I just feel some days I just feel so little.
Well, I think they look great.
Thank you.
And I think you look great.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you so
come on,
much.
y'all. Give it up for Deelishis.
Thank you. You're so sweet.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in to the NeNe Leakes Show. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification button because you don't want to miss a thing. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time.